Time is 4 o'clock. We bring to you the news around Africa. Tunisia's Islamist Ennahda party has claimed victory in the country's first municipal elections since the 2011 uprising which sparked the so-called Arab Spring. Exit poll shows that its secularist rival, Ndan Tunis, is 5% behind. Both parties make up Tunisia's ruling coalition. The Tunisian Prime Minister Youssef Chahed described the poll as an important step that will complete the move towards democracy. The UN has asked the Congo's government to lift a ban on public demonstrations to ensure a level playing field for all political actors in December's presidential and legislative elections. The UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said in a report to the Security Council that lifting the ban on protests will also greatly contribute to the opening of political space. In the report covering electoral development from March 21 to April 26, Guterres said that deep-seated mistrust and suspicion about the electoral process and pace of progress in implementing confidence-building measures continue to fuel political tensions. Congo's President Joseph Kabila has been in power since 2001, and the country has simmered with tension over the long-delayed presidential election, with critics accusing him of trying to cling to power. Kabila's mandate ended in December 2016, and under an agreement that month, he agreed to set an election by the end of 2017 and release all remaining political prisoners, but elections were delayed again and now scheduled for December 23. Zimbabwe is to increase the public sector workers' pay in July. The Apex Council, which represents all public sector workers, confirmed the agreed increase. A day earlier, teachers shelved protest plans after receiving news of the planned pay bump. The promise from new President Emmerson Mnangagwa comes months before a planned election and in the wake of a strike by the country's doctors and nurses. The pay rise, however, is only a fraction of what workers had demanded, a 100% increase. Technical talks has begun between Egypt, Sudan, and Ethiopia over a disputed dam. Ethiopia is building on the Nile River, failed to make a big breakthrough amid pressure for a deal before the project opens this year. Egypt and Ethiopia are loggerheads over the construction of the Grand Renaissance Dam, a $4 billion hydroelectric project that carries fears will reduce waters that run to its field and reservoirs from Ethiopia's highlands and through Sudan. Ethiopia hopes the dam will make it a hub for the electricity-hungry region and denies it will undermine Egypt's access to water. Egypt's Foreign Minister Sanyaolu said technical experts who met in Addis Ababa last week did not achieve a big breakthrough. They said both Ethiopia and Sudan continue to have reservations about a technical report by a French firm commissioned to assess the dam's environmental and economic impact. Earlier this month, talks in Khartoum between Egypt, Ethiopia, and Sudan also failed to reach agreement, but were described by Sudan's foreign minister as constructive. Expected to lift a ban on Somali livestock imports. The Middle Eastern country banned imports in December 2016, saying it had detected disease in the Somali livestock. Saudi Arabia imports 80% of Somali's livestock, which sells from the ports of Berbera, Bosaso, Mogadishu, and other towns. Saudi Arabia and Somalia have good business relations, which meant the Middle East countries start working on efforts to lift the ban. Two men have appeared in a central Zambian court accused of practicing homosexuality after an employee working at a lodge where they were staying claimed to have seen them having sexual intercourse. Stephen Sambu and Japhet Kachataba appeared in a magistrate court in the Kapiri Mposhi town. The men in their 30s were charged with performing unnatural acts contrary to the laws of Zambia. The court magistrate set June 21 as Judgment Day. The two have been released on bail. Offenders face up to 15 years in prison if found guilty. And that was Africa Today. I am Ololade Sanyaolu. Thank you for listening.